Hi.
Hello, welcome back to Ducking Around and Finding Out.
Wait, every time you show up here, there's going to be a lot of drama. So if you are looking for drama, best place to be.
Best place to be is right here, listening to all the drama that we find on the timeline on Twitter. And so you were telling me about AI drama. I want to know about. Doesn't matter if it's crypto drama, since it's AI drama. I still want to know about it.
Yeah. So um, I'm not sure if you know of like Tailwind CSS, right? So for everyone, like y'all kind of just join in the conversation, but we were speaking about drama now before we went live, and although there's a lot of crypto drama, we'll get to that in a bit. But one of the biggest things that I've seen over like the last 24 hours was around Tailwind CSS, which is a um, front end library written for CSS for like websites. So a lot of the websites that you go to probably have Tailwind CSS as like what you see, the visuals, the UI. Um, now, problem is AI has basically made them broke. So because people use things like Claude Code, Gemini, and all of those things, no one goes and reads their docs anymore. And their revenue comes from ads on their documentation. So the
Mm-hmm.
less people read their documentation, the less money they make. So they laid off around 75% of all of their developers and their open source projects. So, open source don't already get a lot of money. And now with AI basically eating into all of that, it's pretty horrible for them all around. Like it's just bad. It's kind of sad if you think about it because they've been around. Like they have basically helped the whole internet be what it is today with their open source packages. But because of everyone jumping and using Claude or Gemini and everything like that, no one actually going to the documentation anymore. They've basically run out of funding, or they're about to run out of funding. So they had to, reduce the team as much as possible. Like that's
Oh,
crazy.
that is.
Granted, they weren't a huge team. They were like 50 people,
Mm-hmm.
but that's still like 30 people that just lost their jobs.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I think that a lot of companies are going to have to figure out ways to adapt to the fact that AI is becoming so popular and like so useful. And it's like, you don't have to. I feel like you don't have to lose your job, but you have to be able to quickly like shift. And like if you just refuse to learn about AI and like how to use it, I don't think that's going to be a very good thing. And I don't think that it's going to be like, you're going to have to know about AI, and you're going to have to know how to use it. You're going to have to know how to code with it, or like do
Mhm.
everything with it. So I don't think that for the future it's going to be acceptable not to know how to use AI. And I do feel like a lot of companies are going to have to adapt and like shift, like, their focus, or like, I don't know, figure out ways to like stay relevant even with AI around. And so it's just, but it is kind of sad that all those people lost their jobs.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that Tailwind is an open source project, right?
Mm-hmm.
OSS, and it's a very high level thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, AI models can't create something new.
Mm-hmm.
So with them losing maintainers, that means now one of the biggest packages for people to write the front end has lost 75% of the maintainers. And if the rest just decide they don't want to continue anymore because, well, they're not getting any revenue, they can't continue with the work on it, that means that whole package is going to stop being maintained. And now everyone has to look for something new. What are they going
Yeah.
to Claude Code is going to create a new one, Claude Code is going to maintain it. I honestly don't think it's going to work out if they do that because, like I say, these AIs can't create something new. They can
Mm-hmm.
only reinvent what was already there. Hence
Yeah.
why they have to use Tailwind and all of these other things or React or so because it's already existing. So they just have to go find people that have done it and continue
Yeah.
working on that. Only humans have the kind of intelligence or the, actual intelligence to be able to create something new, to look at something and be like, okay, I'm going to change this to make it like this. But AI can only do something that already exists.
Yeah.
So that means that at the end of the day, things, packages, open source projects are going to all just stop doing it. They're just going to stop. You're going to have to go to a corporate, and then you're going to have to pay your ass off to be able to use that thing. And that's just where people are, where it's going. And a lot of the drama has been like people just like, going at them and be like, oh yeah, no, I support the AI. AI is going to revolutionize the world. But it's just like, yeah, it can't do that if it doesn't have the tools for it.
Mm-hmm. And
Like,
that's a very good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. From the perspective of because and you know this about me, I like am more into like NFTs and art. I've really thought a lot about like AI being available to everybody and basically everybody being able to do art. But
mhm,
it's like there is like value to human made art, and human made art is always going to be like better and have more um like emotion and like feeling into it, and I feel like it's always going to be more a little bit more valuable than just like somebody um just kind of like prompting an image and then like something coming out basically.
mhm,
um and so because a lot like even I think a year or two ago there was like a lot of discussion about, well, is AI going to basically make life harder for artists? Like, are artists just going to not be relevant anymore? And I don't think that will ever happen. I think that human art is always going to have its place and it's always going to be valuable. I even think that AI is going to make human art a little bit more valuable because, like,
mhm,
the market becomes so saturated with AI images that the human created art like has to become more valuable because it's more rare, it's more difficult to make, and it's like it takes more time and it takes more like people have to be like good at like the specific type of art that they're doing. So I always think that human made art is going to have its place in the world. I don't think that you could just replace that. And so
mhm,
I don't believe that artists are at some point going to become irrelevant. And then there's like the group of artists who um are just incredibly good at making they've become so good at like prompting, or like they've become so good with like messing with the AI that it's like they basically make the AI do like what they want. And it's like you cannot, and it's like if you me as somebody who doesn't have all the knowledge that somebody who's been working on this for like
mhm,
1 or 2 or more years, I'm never going to be able to just go on like Mid Journey, for example, and prompt like what Claire Silver can, for example. And
mhm,
Claire Silver is like a pretty big like AI artist in the space, and the stuff that she creates is like it's incredibly beautiful. But it has like it has her human touch in there, and so it's like not anybody can create that, not anybody can make the AI do what she makes it do. So it's like there's also like this value to her as like an artist who does art through AI, but she's just so good and has such a specific like and she's honed like Mid Journey to a point where it's like so customized that like you just can't go on the journey and make it do like what Claire Silver does with it. And so it's just like people think that, oh, it's just like kind of like AI is just going to come and like kind of steal all these jobs, or like just make people irrelevant. But that's I don't believe in that. That's kind of like that it's not possible to do that. AI can't like tell itself to do the stuff that a human can make it do. And so I think that has so much value. And just
yeah.
people, and I think that people just need to kind of adapt, to this world that has so much AI in it.
I mean, at the end of the day, what we call AIs are just advanced machine learning models. That's all they are. They're just advanced machine learning models. And the thing with machine learning is that it can only really go on what it learned. It can't create anything new technically. It's just, I mean, LLM stands for large language model.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a model that is able to interpret and execute language in a very effective manner. Hence why it's trained on human ways of speaking. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Reddit, X, Facebook, probably all of these platforms. It's just trained how to be able to interpret what humans are saying pretty well. But it doesn't have real intelligence, hence it cannot create something new. Like
Mm-hmm.
when a human tends to think about things, we have millions, trillions probably of like electrons, like electrical pathways in our
Mm-hmm.
brain that can all go back to like something that happened 20 years ago and be connected to something that happened now. Or it can like link hundreds of thousands of things across your whole life together. Things that you've heard, things that you've seen, things that you've like smelled. It can connect all of that together. That's like a lot of data that an AI model could never infer from. And your brain will be able to create something new from that. But an AI model can't do that. It can only take what it already knows or what it can find and then just iterate on that. Hence why it tends to struggle a lot with newer things, especially. So it's like you're always going to need that human touch, but the difference comes when, like you say, if someone knows what they do and they've
Mm-hmm.
been doing it for a long time, the output is so different to someone who has no idea what they're doing, who's just come along and trying to do something. Like I myself use Gemini quite a bit for things, but
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not an expert at a lot of things, I maybe use it just to get something quickly done for me or so. Maybe I just need like an image because the graphic art is going to take a while. So I'll just use something simple. I'm going to keep it very simple because I don't know. I'll give him the more complicated stuff, just like, yo, this is what I need. But like I'll do simple things that I know is like it's not going to be super grand. It's just like something as a placeholder. I'll do something better like when I get something from the graphic artist. But maybe I have like a time crunch or
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But you find something. If you don't have the knowledge base, you'll be very mediocre. You'll be very how do we say mid? That's what
Yeah.
popular is saying. It's very mid. It's not very sigma. So it's like it's like that. It's just really bad. But if you know what you're doing, like I'm a developer, I've been developing for 5 years or so already, and I know code. So when
Mm-hmm.
I code, I will have AI assisted coding. It makes a lot of sense for me because I can cut out a lot of the things that I know I don't like doing. Because oh my goodness, it takes so long. And then
Yeah.
I will guide the AI step by step. I like guide it completely like this is what I want. No, that's not what I want. I told you that's not what I want. Don't do that again. And then it knows, okay, don't do that again. And you can like set the rules and you can do all those things. But I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to see. I know what I don't want to see, and I know what it should or shouldn't do. I know exactly what kind of problems need to be solved as they crop up and know
Mm-hmm.
that what a certain problem means. And if I don't, I can have a search up the issue, see, read up about it a little bit, and then be like, okay, you're correct about that, but you're wrong about this. I can do that because I already know about these things. If I didn't, I'd probably be fumbling around through it all. And that's actually interesting bit of a segue. Like I don't know, I'm sure Frank D. Gods. I think he is the creator of D. Gods or something. Right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Didn't he vibe code something that people were using?
he created a new tool. I think it was called. I think the website was justcancel.io. Let me just see if I can find it. Justcancel.io.
Is it Boundless XYZ?
Uh, I don't know. The one that I saw on his post is justcancel.io. This right here.
Because I saw people like talking about um what is he up to? Oh my gosh, Frank D. Gods.
So anyway, he vibe coded this right here, right? I mean, cool. What's it? I think the comment is here somewhere. Let's see. Zach XPT accidentally accidentally vibe coded a tool you sold an entire DGods roadmap. That was hilarious.
Mhm.
Zach XPT was not pulling any punches on that. Was such a fun comment. I was like, yeah, man, that's how you do it. So anyway, you vibe coded this right here, right? You pay $5 to be able to use it. But the
Mhm.
thing is, I think it's Rocket.money. There is already a product like this, which is way better, honestly. It's fully featured. I think it costs about the same. Um,
Can I interrupt you for just 1 second? Because somebody just said hi. It's Kevin from Final Boss, so he's the founder. And I wanted to say hi to Kevin and like thank
Hi,
you guys
Kevin.
for watching. I want to interview Kevin. Kevin, if you're
Oh,
still here listening, I want to interview you about Final Bossu sometime when you have time. We could talk about what you guys have been up to. This whole like I don't know how long, but I've stopped like kind of paying attention just because I was like focused on other stuff. But I'd love to interview Kevin when you have time. If you want to message me, we can set it up. Okay, and then we can go back to talking about
my favorite villain.
we can talk about more about Kevin is my favorite person to pick on. Um
Okay.
I love picking. Oh my gosh, you Alpha, you don't even know. Like, I don't think you know the story behind. I don't know. Are we friends, Kevin? I we're like half friends, half enemies for life.
Frenemies. Frenemies for
Yeah.
life. Nice.
So he's like the founder of this project that I used to like talk about a lot, and we kind of like I don't know never kind of didn't see eye to eye about a lot of stuff, and it's just we've been I don't know we've been kind of like friends, like I don't know enemies talking on X. But yeah, he's a cool person. I would love to. Yeah, we should like set up an interview, and like I need to tell Alpha more about Final Boss 2 and what they've been doing, but it's really cool. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm like getting so distracted right now. But anyways, Frank D Gods and his cancel like
Just cancel. So
just
he
cancel.
created that. But here's the thing, there's this here, right? Rocket Money. It's the same thing basically. They were around first,
Uh-huh.
but they have a lot more features, you could say. Like they have a bunch of features. They're managing your subscriptions, like not just canceling, managing your subscriptions, credit scores, financial goals, budgeting, network checks, bill negotiations, all these, like a whole lot of even spending inside. So they have a fully featured application that does a lot more than just, just cancel. Just
Mhm.
cancel. Now, that's cool and all, right? Also, let's not forget that he accidentally vibe coded something way better than the old D God's roadmap. But also, the fact is, he doesn't have any real security in place. He vibe coded this in an afternoon, right?
Mhm.
Which to me means he does not know anything about proper like security, being able to like keep your content secure, keep everything that you've produced secured. And people are uploading their last 2 to 3 months bank statements. How is that not concerning? How do people not realize that that is something very dangerous? Something that's it's if that information was leaked somehow and they're giving it to a top scammer also, as another note. But if that information was leaked somehow, how many
Mhm.
people are absolutely screwed? You know, just saying. How many people are absolutely screwed? Not only just that, but someone I know, OX Quit. Let me just get to his X profile quickly. So Quit also posted, vibe coding this specific thing,
Mhm.
and it's so much better. It's so much better. Just like it just makes so much more sense. Let me just show
Because
you.
I've seen like apps like that before. Like you said, there was something like I it was like a thing that I remember seeing about a year or two ago, even. and it was like a tool where you would go in and it would mass unsubscribe you from stuff.
It's probably rocket money, but it might have also been some AI generated nonsense. But
I don't know.
here we go. Quit said, this, wow, this is crazy. Somebody made a website where you can upload your 3 most recent statements and it spits out how much you're spending on subscriptions. Try it out. The site is claw.ai. There you go. Who needs just cancel?
Right?
Because you know what just cancel does? It just takes that, shares it with Claude, and gives you the information. Why
Mm-hmm.
don't you just do it straight through Claude? Oh, but okay. Rivals are Kevin said y'all are rivals in a good way, like Naruto and Sasuke. Oh, I dropped out. Okay. But yeah, like literally, you can just give it to Claude directly, and then boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Done. Like you don't even need to use some suspicious website that a suspicious founder created just randomly out of nowhere. And it
Yeah.
was likely Rocket Money that you're talking about, or it really could have been something else too. But I know
Probably.
Rocket Money has spent a lot of money on advertising
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen a lot of YouTubers advertise them. But yeah,
I
so
would
does like
say even that I saw somebody like PewDiePie talking about
yeah, so
like
does
an app
likely
like
them.
this. That's the only way that I know about it. Like the because I feel like I was probably like because I used to watch PewDiePie a lot, and like I feel like he talked about this tool that like mass like unsubscribes you from stuff. But yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of tools like that, and
yeah.
one thing I will say is that at least because the AI is good at using things that already exist, you
Mhm.
could probably create something like that for yourself very quickly. Now,
Mhm.
that's not even going to really affect a lot of things because at the end of the day, most of the time, developers especially, we will just code off something small just for
Mhm.
one specific function. Literally, we are the kind of people where if we're doing something regularly, we're going to create something for that specific thing, and that's it. It's not going to serve any more function. It's just going to serve that one specific function. Could be
Mhm.
like, oh, I do this. I make my tea at 5 p.m. every day. You know what? Let me just go code something to remind me to make my to prepare the hot water, or
Yeah.
to get my stuff ready, to double check that I have enough tea, to double check that I have sugar, stuff like that. Like super simple things, but we will do it. Maybe it will be like an animation that pops up on the laptop or the PC or something. But though it's like that's normal. That's just how we do things anyway. It's just now we
Yeah.
have like Claude to be able to do it quickly, review the code, and be like, okay, good, good, real nice. But yeah, really cool tool that is definitely not meant to steal your data. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly safe.
Yeah. And what you said he charges $5 to use it?
Yeah, $5. And apparently, if you don't save more than $5, then you can request a refund. But
Okay.
why
It,
don't you just give Gemini the data done? oh,
right.
oh, you know what? Some banks even have AIs built in themselves. Like I know one of the banks that I use, I have
Mhm.
3 bank accounts.
Mhm.
Like all of them are pretty cool. Like I have 3 bank accounts. I have and I think one of them recently added like an AI assistant sort of thing inside of it.
Mhm.
You can always just ask I'm sure every bank at some point is going to do it. Just ask
Yeah.
that. If
Just
you have Apple, give it to Apple Intelligence. Apple is
right.
very strict with their security. If
Mhm.
you have an Android, you can probably use Gemini if you feel risky enough, but like you already give it access to the rest of your phone, so what the fuck's the difference? A lot of people have their own lives on ChatGPT. Go ahead and give it to ChatGPT. You use
Yeah.
Claude, give it to Claude, whatever. Just remember, you putting your data out there, though. So try to use something that's a little more security
And it's
sensitive.
like Frank D. Gods of all people is just already like shady. I don't
Uh
trust
huh.
Frank D. Gods, and he's trying to kind of redeem himself. He's been on this like redeeming arc like recently, and like it started with him being in the Ethos Discord because people, I don't know, the last thing that he did that upset people, then they went on to like ethos and like left him a bunch of bad reviews, and his reputation is still like in the gutter on that website. And so then he started going on Discord, on the ethos Discord, and kind of like trying to talk to people and kind of like redeem himself. But I don't trust him. Never have, never probably will, because he's just a shady person overall. um
He
but
is hella shady.
I was going to talk to you a little bit more about like vibe coding stuff, because like I
Mm-hmm.
personally haven't tried to do anything like that, because I don't have like any knowledge of like coding. So like I don't know how coding works at all. But my husband has knows how to code some, and he's always not wanted to do it more, because he said that he just doesn't like just coding from scratch. Like he said that there's a lot of like it's like frustrating for him, and it's just like difficult, like it's not like his favorite thing to do. But like
Mm-hmm.
he recently decided to make a game. So he has this idea that he's been working on. So he's like building a game, and like his idea is like pretty simple, but still like there's certain things that need to be coded in the game. And so he's been using AI to help him. And he said that he was like, oh my god, it's like so much better when
Mm-hmm.
you have these AI tools to help you code, because you don't have to do anything from scratch. Like if you have like a knowledge of like coding, and you know how to like read it or whatever, you can kind of like just check the AI and like check if it's doing like what it's supposed to do, and then
Mm-hmm.
just code like certain parts, or like just tweak whatever the AI has like given you. And so he's just been kind of like helping himself a lot in like building this game um with AI. And I thought it was really cool, because it's like, if there was not AI, it would have been so much harder for him to do like any of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that he's trying to do. And so, but because we have like all these AI tools and they've become so advanced, like they're allowing him to build a whole game on his own. And like he's just been, it's like really cool to think about.
That is cool. You see, like that's also what I'm talking about. You know, when you have familiarity with things, it
Mhm.
makes things so much better. Like even for me,
Mhm.
I do a lot of coding stuff, especially when I'm in the zone, and I'll do a lot of coding stuff. But I know what I want.
Mhm.
I know I can code it. I know how to code it. But it takes so long. Oh
Right.
my god, it takes so long. So I will tell the AI model, I'll go to Claude or Gemini, whatever, I'll tell it, this is what I want, use this structure, here's an example. I'll go take something that I've already coded and be like, this is what I've already done. I wanted like this, I wanted this exact format, and I just want you to do these specific things with it. And it will do it. If it makes any mistake, I'll go and fix it. Like it makes such a huge difference. Like, oh my goodness. You know, like when you manually coding things, you can spend like maybe 3, 4 hours just like
Mhm.
coding, going back. You know, like you type. I mean, we type messages and we already have to like backtrack. You know, type. Oh wait, there's a error. Backtrack. Go type again. Constantly do that. Now imagine when you're coding, things have to be so damn specific or it keeps struggling.
Mhm.
AIs don't make that mistake. You know, they don't make that mistake as easily. You know,
Yeah.
they will maybe make mistakes with certain things that they don't have the knowledge on properly or something, but you can always go correct those things. You can always tell it, no, but this is how that should be. You made a
Yeah.
mistake here. I don't like that way of syntax. You do this instead. Like you can correct those things, as you're going through it. And if you don't understand something, guess what? You don't have to spend 10 minutes looking. You can just tell the AI, I don't understand what you did here. Why do you do this like this? And it'll
Mhm.
give you all the explanations. It'll give you links to where it found the information. Boom, research done. Like a lot of the time, when you're coding, let's say I will spend maybe an hour. At least this is how it used to be. I'll spend an hour coding something. So I'll
Mhm.
maybe code out a new screen, a transition, or something like that. some UI somewhere in the application. Maybe it's like the login. So I'll maybe just code just the login block, like where you put in your email and your password. I'll
Mhm.
just code that part out with maybe like the sign in or whatever and the sign in button. And it'll maybe take an hour. And then I'll spend like the next 2 hours just debugging it, trying to fix it, trying to get it right.
Does it really take that long? I don't know nothing about coding, so.
Yeah, yeah, it does. You'll spend 10 minutes coding and 90 minutes debugging because it's so easy to for things not to be the way you remember it. Maybe something that you've been using, they went and changed things. So now you code it the way you know how it used to be,
Mhm.
but then it doesn't work. So you're like, okay, I found this problem, fix that problem. Then there's another problem, and then there's another problem, then there's another problem, and another problem. And by the end of the day, you've coded for 10 minutes and you fixed 20 problems that originated from one simple thing. And maybe at like fix 7, you overcomplicated things, and by fix 15, you made it simple again. Like that happens so often. That's why like coding is such a pain because you'll spend a little time coding doing what you actually
Mhm.
enjoy, and then the rest of the time you just researching. Now the part that makes it long, especially, is that like usually when you want to fix a coding problem, or like before AI, before we had Claude and Gemini and ChatGPT, if you wanted to fix something, you had to go look for the fix. The only
Mhm.
place you'd find that fix basically would be something called Stack Overflow, and you'd have to read through maybe 30 issues just
Mhm.
trying to find that one fix that you needed. Sometimes like, and it's like you looking, you find this, you see this, people be like, oh no, this is answered. Yeah, you go to this thing that they linked, then it
Mhm.
wasn't even the problem that you're struggling with. So now you're just going through issue after issue after issue after issue, trying to find this damn answer. You know what's the best part about Claude? I can just tell it I'm having this issue and it'll do that for me. And it'll summarize it for me. And it'll tell me I found these answers in these issues. So if I do want to, I can go double check and just see that it is relevant and that it is right. And then go implement it. Or tell it to implement it for me. Like it's so different. And it makes things so much faster. I was telling the people that I work with that like with having I honestly feel like my productivity has increased at least like 60 to 80%
Mhm.
because so much of the tedious parts of it has been removed. I have more time to focus on, okay, how do I want to do this? Fixing things up to be the way I wanted. And any
Mhm.
issues I can just hand off to the AI to fix up. But you also kind of have to be careful. But the point is that like it makes a lot of the more painful process of things so much easier. So
Mhm.
it's so much more stress free. It's more enjoyable. You can get a
Yeah.
lot more done. I would say though, having coding knowledge makes a huge difference, a humongous difference, honestly. Because like you know you have a lot of the best practices in your mind already. But
Mhm.
you know, that also suppose that also ties in like with artistry and things. So I
Yeah.
was I was seeing like how anime is made, right? And
Mhm.
it's wow, that's quite a process. That's like such a long process. But like this, when I was watching how they made anime, I was just like, damn, there's a lot of things here where if they added some sort of like AI specifically trained on their studios things,
Mhm.
like different studios have their ways of creating things. If
Mhm.
they just like had an internal studio AI that was trained on how they do things, that they're constantly training to just offload some of the things
Yeah.
from the people, they could probably see an increase of like 30 to 50% in production. They could likely do things a lot faster. Some people maybe want to still do certain things by hand completely, but there's a lot of the things like maybe color, getting color right, or maybe like certain transitions that you could just offload to an AI. Like
Yeah.
just that's such a technically simple use case, but it would make a huge difference. And I think studios really should start adapting AI instead of just doing everything by themselves. It'll make a big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. That's an interesting. I don't know if that would make.
Your audio disappeared. What's happening?
culture from like anime studios. I don't know. I don't know if it would be a good thing or a bad thing. It would probably like how you were seeing it, like as like offloading some of like the stuff to like AI, and then have like basically increasing productivity. But it's like I don't know. I don't know. It's an
Like,
interesting thing to think about.
especially like for wireframes, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
you doing AI, you have to do a lot of wireframes, sort of
Mm-hmm.
like the just like the outlines. A lot of that you could like do the starting outline that you want, maybe a midpoint and a final point, and then just have the AI do the in betweens. Go
Yeah.
back and fix it up wherever it makes mistakes. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it added a finger somewhere. Remove that. Fix things up because you'd still the artist would still be there every step of the way. So it wouldn't be AI created; it would still be human created, but
Mm-hmm.
AI tool assisted. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't write do all our drawings on paper and with paper and pen anymore. We don't do
Mm-hmm.
all our drawings with paper, pencils, colorings, whatever. We do it now digitally. They are drawing pads. That's a tool. AI is also just a tool. At the end of the day, it's just really good machine learning. It's just really good algorithms for certain things. So why don't you just use it as it? I mean, if we look at like woodworking as an example, I watch a lot of woodworking videos. Now, there are woodworking purists, purists, where they will say you have to use hand tools. If you're not using hand tools, you're not a real woodworker. If you dare use what's that? A table saw, you're not a real woodworker. If you use a CNC, you're not a real woodworker. If you
Is
use
that
any power
really
tool,
like
you're not
a
a real woodworker.
Is that really like a discussion that they have in that community, the woodworking community?
Yes, yes,
Really?
yes,
Wow.
yes. Now you see the point there. If you use any power tool, you're not a real woodworker. Yet, a lot of the best woodworkers in the world use power tools. They use CNCs, they use hand tools, they use a power plane, they use a random orbital sander. They use all these tools because they make things easier, they make the process faster. Oh my goodness, imagine you used hand tools for everything. It would take forever. Now,
We
it
would
would
not
just
accomplish anything. What?
people that use power tools already spend months on a project. What if you were just using hand tools?
Wow. I can't believe that that's like a discussion that they're having. Like, that's for real.
So, like in the woodworking community, the CNC is the most evil thing. The AI basically of the woodworking world.
I
Thing
can see
is,
that.
it makes people be able to do more.
Yeah.
Like
But,
if you know you can't carve very complex
yeah.
structures into your wood, CNC can do that. So you still creating the design. You still want this specific thing. You're just having the CNC do the very specific task that you know you can't do yourself, or even if you can do it, it's going to take 2 weeks of carving. CNC can do it in 8 hours. you know it's huge. It's a huge difference in productivity. So you can now spend what would have been 2 weeks, you can take that time and go work on something else. You can go work on the legs. You can spend more time, can free up more of your energy towards creating a better table base or more complex leg design. You can go spend more time maybe on some extra features because you know you've offloaded the thing that would have taken the most time to the CNC, and it's just doing this one specific job. That's it.
Yeah.
It's doing one specific job and it's doing it really well, and that's all you need. you know?
Yeah.
Let's say you need really precise cuts because you
But
want to
that,
make this really precise thing,
yeah.
like some super complex joinery, and it needs to be so precise that if there's 1 millimeter off, the whole thing is screwed. CNC is wonderful at that.
But that's like this is like a conversation and like just kind of like I think a problem that every time technology is like invented in like people just kind of like resisting it because
Mhm.
now I remember reading about like when photography became a thing, and then there was like people who did like basically photography for art. They would do like artistic photography, and in the beginning it wasn't accepted. Like people were against photography being categorized as art because they didn't understand that, like they just couldn't accept the fact that you could just take a picture of something and for that to be called art.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're reading about that and how like it was just like something that was controversial, and like there was at the time there was like a lot of debate around it. Is this art, is this not art, is this like should we put it in museums, should we like look at it as art, should we collect it as art, like what are we doing with photography because it was such a new thing. And then it's like now it's like kind of like we don't even think about it. We're like, oh yeah, like photography is can be like a form of art, and like people
Mm-hmm.
do it artistically, you know, because there's a lot like to it. It's not just like you're just going out and like taking a picture of something. You know, you have to kind of like just with everything else, you just kind of have to like study it, and it's a skill, and to be artistic with it, it's even that's kind of like it's kind of like when the internet became a thing, people are like, oh, it's like no, like the internet is bad, and it makes me feel the same way about like NFTs and like crypto. Like people, uh, can you still hear me?
Keep talking. Yeah, I can still
Okay,
hear
I
you.
was
Your
like,
audio's
I
been going
was
funny though.
confused. But anyways, so it's kind of like crypto and NFTs is kind of like a controversial thing, and even AI. It's like people, normal people that are not in the space, they hate AI and they hate crypto and they hate NFTs, and it's like it's basically the spawn of Satan, and I think that in time it's just going to become something normal, and like years from now people are just going to be used to using crypto, and like NFTs are going to be like some like just normal way of like collecting art. And it's like, and I even like for myself,
Will be
like
the new way of trading cards.
I mean, I think NFTs are going to be used for a lot of things. And it's just like, now like people are just kind of like, just being resistant because it's like a new thing. It's like they don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it. But I can see how NFTs are like a new technology that's just going to just needs time to catch up to enough people. Um but and then I forgot what I was going to talk about after that, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's just like AI is just inevitable. It's already here and like everybody's using it. So it's like you just have to keep up with it. And I actually saw some people talking about like AI and like making posts about like vibe coding, and they were saying how like it's still vibe coding still hasn't caught up with like a lot of normal people, like the normal people are like that are out of like our space of like the crypto space are just not talking about it. um and how it was like like everybody who's here is kind of like is like ahead of the game a little bit. And then I was thinking to myself, if I could vibe code something, what would it be? And I couldn't come up with an idea, and I'm really disappointed in myself.
I mean, keep thinking on it. I'm sure you'll find something at some point. Like we probably all want to do something. It's just like you don't know about it right now because you've shelved it for so long. But
Yeah,
something's going to pop up and you're like, oh, maybe I could try doing that.
I really wish I had ideas, but I like my brain is just not working lately, so I just cannot come up with anything good. The only
Yeah.
thing that I've been able to really like use AI for is like try to write, like writing. I want to get better at writing, so it's really good for like research and like
Hmm.
like uh, if throwing ideas like back and forth with it. It's like really it helps me like think, and like I don't know, it's like really useful. I do a lot of like I like to read a lot, so it helps me like do a lot of like research, and I can ask it anything and it just like answers, has
I
like
mean, as long as it's not as long as it's not like that one person, 120 books a year. I'm just saying. As long as it's
no.
not like that. As long as that's not what you read. Yeah.
No, no, no. I was actually, what was I? I just started the Count of Monte Cristo, but then somebody told me that I was reading not the best translation of it, and I have to get this other translation of the book that's like better. So,
Okay.
and then I have
And
like a whole list, and then like after that, I'm like, I've never read some of like the Russian like classics, and I feel
mhm.
like that I've been falling behind like the rest of humanity because I haven't like read those books. So I need to. I have like a list, and I'm going to read some good books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, good books, not that people's kind of books.
Yeah, and then there was like a whole discussion around Christmas time about like is reading is kind of like is reading anything acceptable? And it's like, and it's just like with any kind of content, it's like not all
No.
content is the same quality. So it's
Hmm.
like you can't, there are some really good movies that are like worth watching, and then there's some really trash movies that are really
Yep.
not worth watching. It's kind of like choosing to watch something that like I don't know, like something very like artistic, or I don't know, like or like watching the Kardashians, you know, it's like it's not the same. Like there's a
Yeah.
big difference. And it's the same thing with books. I don't think that reading uh just like
And
some low quality romance type of like stuff is the same as reading like a classic. It doesn't grow your brain. You're not learning any new words. You're not critically
the
thinking.
vocabulary is different. Yeah.
And so
It's
it's
not
just like
expanding
it's
your
not
vocab.
like all like you know, and it's like this certain reading you could just kind of like read it really quickly, and it doesn't like do anything for your brain. And like certain things that you read, like if it's like a classic or like some kind of a better written, I don't know, book, you have to like stop and think, and like you know, like it makes you question life and existence, you know. It's like reading smut doesn't do that. um Anyways, do we have any other drama?
We do. We do. Okay, so I'll provide a little backstory for this one first. So, Kalshi, we all know Kalshi. We all love Kalshi.
Oh,
Kalshi is the
my favorite.
greatest platform on the planet. They've only raised $1 billion. They are, they are. Everyone loves them. Clearly, they're
Mhm.
definitely not a gambling website. They are prediction markets. They are not. They Kalshi. Kalshi is Kalshi, and everyone loves Kalshi, especially the people without badges. We love them more than the people with badges. Like they live rent free in our brains permanently. So recently, I think NFL games have been going on. NFL, I think it's like National
Oh,
Football
okay,
League or
NFL.
whatever. So the NFL games has been going. People have been
Mhm.
playing. I think it's like the universities or colleges or whatever. I'm not quite sure.
The
I just
NFL
know
is
it's.
professional football,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not
So
like the college. It's not the colleges. Colleges are like a little different.
okay. So anyway, there's been some NFL games that have been going on. And
Mhm.
with prediction markets being a thing, Polymarket, Kalshi, and all the others, so
Mhm.
people have been betting on Kalshi, like for certain teams winning with
Mhm.
like 10-0 or stuff like that. Now that's great. Problem is the markets were closed in error. So people would maybe bet that this Team X, is going to win 10-0 against Team Y. The
Mhm.
market would close before the game finishes in no. Even though by the time the game finishes, the team actually wins 10-0. So maybe the market closed when the score was only 8, but by the time the game actually ended, it was 10. People weren't getting their funds because the market closed when it wasn't supposed to. So, people
Mhm.
weren't getting paid out. Then they were, escalating things. Support wasn't helping. No one was getting back to
Mhm.
them. They went into the Discord. Even there they were kind of like, we'll reimburse all the bets that you made and all your fees. But
Mhm.
that's not fair because the people won. You know, They didn't lose, they won, so they should be getting the winnings too. And
Mhm.
people took that publicly. People took that to the public. So one of the guys that like really went and like aired out all this dirty laundry is someone called Dustin Gauker. Gauker, man words. So Dustin has like been talking about this. He was kind of one of the people that saw this. I think he
Mhm.
saw a post by someone where the person was like, I've been talking, like I put it in the Discord and everything, and these people are just not responding. Like what the words? So Dustin picked it up, and it looks like Dustin has quite a following. I'm going to just share one of the posts now. Okay, it's 12,000 followers. That's not too bad. It's not a lot. It's not too bad. I mean, it's more than mine, so I ain't here to judge. Share. So here we go. So he shared this. Okay, he didn't. I can't now go find the other post. The other post is like way down. But
Hmm.
so the person posted this here at Galshi at Gatland Galshi Mod. Hey, wondering if I have an update on this. It's Tuesday. I still haven't received a response to my email either. For context, if anyone else can help, win total market so NFL was settled incorrectly, and I'm
Mhm.
getting no response from support. So this guy and a few others, went and posted it. They were like, "Yo,
Mhm.
I'm supposed to be getting paid out, but like, why am I not getting my money?"
Mhm.
Dustin picked it up. Dustin shared that, and it is being quite interesting. So Calshare, they originally the Calshare mods were like, that's not our problem, but you know what, we'll escalate it, and then you'll get the amount of money that you put into the market, and that's about
Mhm.
it. You're just going to get that. Yeah, yeah. People 49ers, I don't know what that is, but anyway, will I be paid out the winnings? There is no clarity as to why I would not be. I won the bet. I understand this may not be your fault, but is there someone I can speak to that can explain why I
Mhm.
didn't win? Correct the position, receive a reimbursement. That's the final result.
Mhm.
Wow. They just got the reimbursed what they were paid. Oh, this is the one that got seen by everyone. Look at that. 13 million, 1.3 million. Hey, I went and commented. Got 2.5, 2.2K. Nice. But yeah, so Kalshi eventually went and was like, oh, everybody has been paid out in full, including winnings. Okay, but why weren't they paid out originally? Why did people have to go take this public? Why did they have to get
Right.
millions of views on posts before people were paid out everything? It's like, why? Why are people suddenly getting all the winnings? Why are people suddenly getting everything? What happened to, oh, you only getting reimbursed what you put in? People were even getting like banned. This is not the only file market that they did this to either. I'll escalate this feedback that everyone's providing. We appreciate the opportunity to improve processes and understand where your guys are coming from. Yeah. Yeah.
So they
This,
banned people in the Discord for asking questions.
yeah, for being like, yo, where's my money? Why am I not getting my money? Why am I not getting my payouts? Why am I not getting my winnings? Why are you just giving me what I bet? And people were banned for that. Like, what? What? What do you mean people are getting banned? Why are people getting banned? Because they're asking a question about it, about things
That's
that they are
crazy.
entitled to. But you see, this is what happens when you are betting against your people. When you're betting against the people trading on your platform, then
Yeah.
obviously you want them to lose because then you win. That's the final result on the matter. The position receives
Yeah.
a reimbursement. I mean, clearly it's not. Clearly it's not because they went and backtracked on that. Everybody has been paid out in food, include winnings. So
Hmm.
clearly that was not the final on the matter because they know they were wrong. They just did not want to pay out because they knew they were losing money on it. And that's just how it is. Like these people, they really just want to be able to make money. And when you're betting against people, if you're
Mhm.
playing against the house only wins when you lose. So the house is going to try to win. Here's a great example with White Whale also. He got a listing for the White Whale token on Bybit. Now, before the White Whale token went live,
Mhm.
Mixie decided to go, put the white whale on the futures market, right? So MEXC futures listing, white whale start time. This is before the Bybit listing would have gone live. Now the
Mhm.
thing is, um, they did not have a market maker on that token. White whale didn't exist on any available API endpoint. So this year means that no external market maker could be providing the liquidity for the white whale token. In
Mhm.
other words, MEXC was providing the liquidity for the token.
Mhm.
Now, since it's their platform, they can just make and do whatever they want. So people that were trading this future market at the time were trading against MEXC. And you know what they say? When you're trading against the house wins when everyone else loses.
Yeah.
So obviously MEXC was trading against its own users for this pair. The pair wasn't even supported by their own API. It is actually impossible for an external market maker to be operating that order book. Market makers don't log in and place orders on the website. Market makers always use an external API. They were running the order book internally, trading against their own users.
Mhm.
A six running its own internal trading desk is a conflict of interest factory. The venue sees everyone's flow risk and liquidation levels, is also the same entity incentivized to trade against that flow, lean on price, or manage the volatility in ways that conveniently benefit its own book. That's why FTX became the cautionary tale. When an exchange and a closely tied trading arm blur lines, you get structurally unfair markets and a temporary path toward misuse of customer assets and preferential treatment. Like with FTX, the preferential treatment went towards Sam Bankman Fried and Alameda Research. Alameda Research was supposedly the market maker in this, but
Mhm.
we all know they lost all those funds,
Mhm.
and SPF just traded whatever and however he wanted. And of course, because they had control over the front end, they could make people believe whatever they wanted, claiming that they still had a certain amount of funds when they didn't. But yeah, so crazy stuff. It's funny how I see two basic examples of training against your users in like
Yeah.
such a short period of time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just oh, it's crazy. It's like I don't even know what to say because it's like at this point, it's like that's what everybody does, and it's like
um,
normal. You just see this stuff and you're like, oh, it's just another day over here.
yeah, just another day in crypto dam.
People just being shady, just like they've always been. And it's just
Mhm.
sad that it's like we've gotten so used to this type of behavior. You know, it's like, oh, it's just we're just being shady over here. You know, just another day. It's like never changes. That's how it's always been, and it's like I don't even know if like there's like if possibly like it would ever be any different. It's just like people just need to become smarter and start doing better and like not trusting all of these just shady people all the time. And it's like, can you stop just being retarded?
I wish.
Stop being retarded. Stop giving your money to people who just want to take it. As this is not a charity. Man, and
Yeah.
it's like, and especially with Kalshi, it's like you said, like they literally raise like so much money, and it's like being, and maybe like the market closing earlier was like some kind of like an issue that they had, but they should have been like they should have corrected it, and it shouldn't have taken people like going like on their Discord and making posts about it to make them do the right thing. And that should be like it should signal to people that they're not like a trustworthy company. It's like if you need to go and like just twist their arm and like force them to do the right thing, then it's like, is that really like a company that you want to support willingly?
They definitely are not trustworthy. I mean, this is the same company that ran like what ads in all 50 states claiming that they are not a gambling, it's legal
Go,
gambling,
go gamble.
legal gambling, and then went and backtracked and said, no, they're not a gambling platform. It's the same people that can't make up their mind who constantly have to jump between different things just to kind of have any sort of, oh, this is what we are, we're not that, we're not this, don't worry, we are this. And it's very obvious that they have like all these people, the badges, they're paying these people to go out and say certain things, to change the narratives. It's very obvious that that happens. And like they raised $1 billion, but okay, like I commented here to Dustin's post this one, yeah. It's like it makes you wonder if Kelsey actually has as much money as they're claiming, or is
Mm-hmm.
their marketing budget so high that they're running in the negatives? I mean, this is the same company that just said they're making 100 billion annualized profit after 1 week. They literally went and made a post that they have officially reached 100 billion annualized 1 week into 2026. How? How? Okay, so you're just going to take the first week of the year, multiply that by 52, and be like, oh, 100 billion annualized revenue. Oh wow. Okay. Y'all don't even haven't even gotten through half of the year yet, and you want to make such
Yeah.
claim. I mean, that's when I was like, they raised $1 billion. I was like, yeah, but they did also have ads in every part of the US on every platform. And here's the thing, advertising is not cheap. They are
Mm-hmm.
not cheap at all. I saw that other guy also said something about like, wouldn't be surprised if they did this on less popular markets. I'm 100% sure that they are cheating people of their funds. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to like that one. So I'm 100% sure that Kalshi is definitely playing against people and, just like erroneously closing markets and not giving people what they should be getting. Even if they just like reimbursing people what they put into it and fees, that's not the same as giving in their winnings. If you're
Yeah.
not giving people what they want, then you're not giving them anything. What do you mean? I bet on this thing and all you're doing is giving me I bet $10 and you're just giving my $10.01 in fees back. I'm supposed to have one. I'm supposed to have gotten $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
This is a big difference between 10 and 100.
Yeah. 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 I don't know.
That's
I don't like Kalshi. I'm not into their stuff, and I've actually like I haven't seen anything. I don't know how I even missed this because like it didn't show up on my feed at all.
that is
Not
very
that
shocking.
anything useful shows up on my feed anymore. But they're just bad. I don't like them.
Yep, me neither. I despise them quite a lot. I mean, I've seen enough from them and the affiliates that tells me enough to know about them. Like, nah, it just ain't it. They are so damn shady on in every possible way. I don't understand why people use them, but I suppose if you don't go on X and see what people are saying about them, then you wouldn't know that they're so shady. But
Yeah.
if you're not chronically online, then you wouldn't know. You'd just be like, oh, there's this app called Shady. Let me go, you know, place bets on it and maybe make some money. But if that's all you're doing, then you wouldn't see these things. But yeah, just don't use Calshare. I wouldn't even say use Polymarket either, because I feel like Polymarket's also pretty shady, but suppose it's slightly better.
I don't know. I've never tried any of them. I don't
I
think
mean,
I feel
at
like
least
you'd be burning money.
would be burning money. It really would be. I mean, at least they're not claiming to be like, you know, what's the word? They're not claiming to be legal betting.
Legal gambling, yeah.
Legal gambling. There we go.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good. Now, you know, something that I've come across like over the past few days, especially with like the Kalshi thing, is
Mm-hmm.
people being like, okay, so what happens to things like Polymarket and Kalshi if the wallets that have integrated them, I think Robinhood has integrated Polymarket, or was it? Yeah, I think they integrated Polymarket, and
Mm-hmm.
then Phantom also integrated one of them. So what happens to the revenue should Polygon and Robinhood decide to not use them and to maybe use something else or build their own thing? So like because most of the funds, like the most of the volume for things like polymarket and caching don't come from the application itself. It comes from external things, like
Mhm.
Phantom, Robinhood. So what if Robinhood makes their own thing? Then they just lose like 40% of their volume. That's a pretty big blow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're going to see places like Robinhood build their own thing. Maybe they'll do it as like a mobile application. And that would be cool, actually. It would be smart. Build a mobile application, give it a simple interface, boom, there you go. Hey, there's an idea for you. Go build that. use Polymarket's API for like, hey, just go build something fun. Go build your version of
A
whatever.
pre-
What's it?
of a prediction
Predictions.
market. I mean, that's what everybody's doing, though. It's like what somebody told me, it wasn't like that complicated to actually like code one or something like that. And then I was like telling you about there's this uh girl who's like a founder of a actual company, like a nail company, on CT, like, and she's into crypto and stuff like that, and she's like opening her own prediction market. And it was like, and then was like Dingling also was making his own prediction
Oh
market.
my god, that guy.
And it's like everybody's making their own prediction market because it's just like the new shiny thing that's like been popular right now. And it's like every other um trend that comes through is like it also is going to burn out. And I feel like it's going to not be here forever. And it's like people are like, oh yeah, like prediction markets are here to stay. And it's like, yeah, maybe, but at some point people are going to get tired of them and they're going to go
Mm-hmm.
do something else. Just
Yep.
like with everything, it's not going to be here forever. It's not going to be like the I don't think it's going to stick around. I think it's just going to be like just like a fad, and then it's just going to go away, basically.
I mean, it definitely will at some point. People are going to get tired of it. People are going to want to do something else.
Yeah, there wanna like
Nothing.
there's going to be some kind of other way for gambling that's more exciting. That's going to come, and everybody's going to forget about prediction markets.
Mm-hmm. At some point, they will. At some point, people will. On Dingaling, let me see. I got this post from,
What was
what's
it
your
called?
name? Kenny.
Prediction dot fun.
Prediction not fun, yeah. So today marks the worst possible start to 26. I really got scammed after years in the space, but Predict not fun with Dingaling's front and center managed to pull a faster on me. Predict has now officially classified the lighter LIT token as a governance token. This goes against all public evidence, including Lighter XYZ founder himself saying a governance token would make no sense right now, which challenge Predict's funds claims that insider information details they cannot disclose in their public factors are therefore irrelevant. I wonder if the SEC Gov is aware of this. YZ Labs, I assume strong vetting standards were in place with teams operating under the umbrella. Oh, I think because Predict.fund works under YZ Labs. But guys, we did not change the resolution. If you believe that the token is not a governance token, you're free to buy now. Mm-hmm. So Predict.fund basically resolved this market to LIT being a governance token, but the the Lighter Foundation themselves have stated that it's not a governance token, but because I'm fairly certain that Predict.fund also trades against their people,
Mm-hmm.
the users, they made sure to resolve it towards being a governance token. And this is why you're not allowed to be the house and everything, because you're going to do shady shit like that. But
Yeah.
I love how I commented on it. I was like, oh damn, y'all were actually trusting, bro. Y'all expected Dingaling, to be honest. What? I'm fairly certain I've come across enough threads in being this guy. And it was like, why is this ether score 100% weird? 100% popular. I
I
was like, yeah,
don't
I don't know if
know.
you're joking,
It's
but
like
I don't.
really 100%, like
I
just
don't
so
think so.
stupid. But it's like I think that he does have a very high score because people like or like, oh yeah, like I respect Dingling because he's like a very big like collector of NFTs in the space. It's like, okay, like that doesn't, like, I don't know, it's just so stupid. thing to think that because somebody has bought like NFTs and like I don't know has spent a lot of money on NFTs is like somehow important. Like I don't know, it's just so stupid. He has a pretty good score. My
Well,
dog
like
is
we've,
my
I
dog is
hear you, dog.
barking.
I
He's
hear you.
dreaming. Hey, buddy.
But like we've discussed multiple times on this show, especially, is
Mm-hmm.
ethos is easy to game. If you have enough people that are incentivized in some way, like NFT
Yeah.
holders, people that maybe are waiting for airdrop or something, they are going to go and give you a positive review. It doesn't matter how much of a scumbag you are, they're going to give you a positive review. And that's just how I see that. Like it's not him actually being a good person, it's just that people are bag holding basically. They have some sort of bag towards making sure that people think he's a good guy. I mean, it's as
Yeah.
simple as that at the end of the day.
Yeah, and like all of the so when you go to his ethos profile, all of the comments, all the reviews are about the fact that he's an NFT trader and collector,
Yep.
like
So
NFT sweeper, NFT OG,
no,
NFT whatever. And you know what
doesn't
he
sound botted.
it's like it's not like he would basically he wouldn't even collect for like anything specific. He would go on a collection and just like buy a bunch, just like sweep a bunch
Hmm.
of NFTs. And he wouldn't do it because like he would just do it out of like hope that like he got the one that was going to pump later on or whatever. And it's like and I remember because whenever Dingaling would go sweep a collection, then that collection would pump right after because everybody would go and buy. And it's like I remember, he used to be he owns or I think he still owns a bunch of Genesis NFTs, the collection that I used to work for. Um but it's not like he was like a community member or anything like that. He just literally used to go and buy a bunch of NFTs. And like that's it. Like he just had enough money to buy an NFTs. And that's like literally all that's like on his uh ethos profile. NFT whale. Like
Yeah.
NFT
So
this, NFT that. Crypto and
so
NFT OG.
the way I see it, likely half of those are just bots. The rest are practically bots because it's just people that are following his script.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously they want to be positive on him because they're hoping that at some point he's going to come sweep the floor of whatever NFTs they're holding so that they can sell at
Mm-hmm.
a higher price. But at the end of the day, that just boils again down to bag holders. It's very bag bias. It's bag holder bias at the end of the day. None
Mm-hmm.
of them actually believe that he's a good person. None of them think that he's, you know, uh, anything good. It's just that they want to keep that positive because they don't want to make the collections that they hold in look bad, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe the collections that they hold in the people that are in charge of it told them, oh, you need to go say positive things about him because we never know if we get enough positive things on him, then he's going to come buy our floor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why that wouldn't be a factor. That's very likely what is happening. I mean, if the only positive things is about, oh, he buys cool NFTs, he buys all the NFTs, like, yeah, bro, we know it's bag bias.
Okay, and like, yeah, he bought your bags. And has he done
Congratulations.
anything else except launch? Like, so basically, like, even he did the same thing with whenever like streaming coin like creator coins were kind of like taking off and like he had what was it called, he had a different thing before predict.fun that he abandoned for predict.fun, and it was something dot fun again. It was like what the fuck was it called? um Gosh darn it. And we talked about it in like a previous stream. It was something like boop.fun maybe.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and that was basically like what he did there was he launched this, like it was like a token launch pad but that had creators in the center, and he wanted, basically he offered like a lot of money to people to launch a coin, and they had to, like, I think stream or something. They had to like they to basically get claim this airdrop, they had to forcefully like create a coin, and like I don't know, it was like weird, and like everybody was talking about it because the amount of like airdrop they would get was like a lot. um
Hmm.
and then he just got over that and then went on to predict.fun, but he didn't, it's not like he came up with the idea of prediction markets. No, it's like caution polymarket had to be around for a while for him to basically be like, oh, I'm gonna build another one of these things that we already have like 10 of. It's like, so you're not contributing in any meaningful way, and
You just.
everybody's dick riding because you just sweep their fucking dead bags of
Hmm.
NFTs, and it's like, okay, very, very much, very good reputation. Yes, like,
Very good.
very, very good reputation. Yes, like
Yes.
fucking retarded, man.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's not NFT related. I mean, not even like remotely related to the crypto world, but this one came up on my X also at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Pickle, expose, slice and dice. So pickle is a reference to something called shit. I'm sure you linked it here somewhere. Okay, I'll just take you to the pickle. So it's related to this here. The era of soul computing, introduced in Pickle 1, the first soul computer, a new generation of AI glasses. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's this year. There's the
Mm-hmm.
CEO, Daniel
It's
Clark,
human.
co-founder and CEO.
We all have it within us.
And
It's
so,
just
what are these glasses?
so this is how it supposedly looks. Yeah, it's supposed to be AR glasses. Something that looks good on your face, something that anyone can use.
Yeah, they look
Um,
horrible, by the way.
oh, look,
One you
it's a
just
live
saw
demo
is
I know
with
how hard you worked
CGI.
on this. But hey, remember to keep it simple so
So this is
everyone can
supposed to
follow
be a
along.
live demo,
No
you know, with
rush.
a live demo
I will.
button
Thank
there.
you.
But like when
One
people
you just
actually took
saw.
it apart,
Studio
there
looks
was so
great.
much CGI
Put them
that
on
it's a
and a
joke to
friction
call it a live demo.
into
But
automatically
you know,
find.
they apparently it was apparently a live demo. Anyway, they do look horrible.
This
They
is
look
when
So
Pickle becomes a creative
this
partner.
guy,
Fully
Matthew Dowd, he
Mm-hmm.
went and like took the whole thing apart. It was like, okay, this here doesn't make sense. That isn't accurate. That's not accurate. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's CGI everything here, CGI there, and it's just like
So they're
none of the
basically
stuff,
lying.
none of the stuff they're claiming is real,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the funniest part. Like a lot of the claims here, it's a pretty long article. A lot of the claims, the creator, well, the CEO of Pico, Matthew, what's his name? Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Daniel? Let me just go back to Daniel quickly. Let's go
has
to
always
Daniel.
connected us to
Daniel
childhood.
makes a post, addressing the FUD, right? He makes a post addressing the FUD. Yeah, the facts, demos, and road to Q2. The funny thing about this addressing the FUD post, okay, they apparently show it live in action, but they don't actually show the glasses. They just show this, so it could have been any device, but apparently it's the Pico one. You know why? Because they don't say they actually have the thing. They promise that they building it. They're spending 24/7, 7 days a week building this thing. Not that they built it. I'm not sure where it was, but from day one, our vision has been consistent. Build a person intelligent that understands your context deeply, evolves with you over time, and eventually allows your presence to scale beyond the limits of time and space. At first, we believed anyway, okay, skip all that nonsense. We initially assumed most context would come from the desktops. We quickly learned anyway, skip that also. Um, yes, we believe we a dream team, and I'm proud of the people bolding this, not bold, bolding. In the video, like where they announced it, they made it seem like it's already built because they even had like a website where you
Mhm.
can order batch one, but how can you order batch one when you don't even have the product?
So do they have like a prototype maybe?
Apparently, they have a prototype, but from people that went to their demo, like there was one guy that made a post, so he was like, I went to the demo, but the product wasn't even working. Like there was nothing in it. It was just like a pair of specs, basically, of
Mm.
like non-prescription specs. And then Matthew responded with, "Yeah, well, you left before we could bring out the product for people to actually try it." I was like, "Okay, but now where's the videos of the people actually trying it?" And they couldn't produce that. So the one person that actually spoke out about it and said they were there at this demo said that the product wasn't working. And everyone else that was there apparently doesn't want to speak about it.
Oh wow. So it's like,
Seems awfully
but this is
convenient.
like not a crypto related thing. This is just normal. And so it just kind of like shows you that everybody's a fraud.
It kind of,
Everybody's
yeah.
like,
Like I bring it up because there's someone now that went and tore it apart and pointed out all of the things that is suspicious about it that doesn't make sense. Oftentimes in crypto, when something new comes out, people are quick to kiss ass.
Mhm.
No one wants to talk out about it. No one wants to be like, oh, but that doesn't make sense. How's that going to work? And even if you do, because there might be some sort of financial incentive, now you talk out about it, and then you just like then you get flooded by people telling you don't know what you're talking about. This is the greatest team on the planet. They are going to revolutionize the world of crypto, and you should just shut your mouth, you stupid idiot.
Yeah.
Bro, bro. Like you can't even be critical because bag holders are going to come and bomb you with like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're such a clueless fool. You don't know this people. They've been in crypto for so long and they've built all this good shit. The good shit is they've bought the NFT collection once in their life. They've created one NFT collection and raided the next month. They started a marketplace that failed the next week.
Right.
Yeah,
And they're
because
like,
those
yeah,
sorts
but
of people
yeah,
can be
but have
trusted.
you built anything? And it's like, bro, sit down. Just sit down.
Sit down, you damn armchair people.
And okay, and so it's like usually it's like, it makes me always I always to start thinking about like Nuko AI because they're literally the only project that has like accomplished anything basically. And it's like I always think about how they also do get a lot of FUD, but they've been doing like really good. Um and I don't know. I was going to like they even I don't know like they just released the like video tool now, so you can generate videos of G Boy as well. Which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And season 2 is coming up. That's going to be available to everybody, even if you don't have a badge. So if people want to try
Oh,
the website, you can go do that. I'm really excited about it. This is like a segment of Shilling G Boy and Yuko AI.
of course.
Like I can't help myself. Um, and then oh, I don't know if you saw this, but some like NFT news. Apparently Clone X got bought out by somebody. Nike sold Clone X, and the NFT
Oh.
collection has been pumping a little bit because has been going down since like they announced that they were just done with it. But now apparently Nike has sold Clonex and nobody knows who bought it. So we're just kind of sitting around waiting to see if somebody's gonna make an announcement that they've bought Clonex.
Mm, that should be interesting.
People are speculating.
I'm also curious.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to know who could have bought it.
I don't know.
And for
And like some people are speculating then the original basically founders bought it back from Nike. I don't know if that's true. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if somebody announces something. But yeah, the collection has been pumping just a little bit. How much are they up? Like something like
Damn, it gets acquired and it pumps.
yeah. I mean, because people are speculating, so it is literally
Maybe
up. I mean, it says what is it? I don't know. I'm trying to see. It's up to 0.2, which it was down. It was at 0.09 ETH, and it's gone up to 0.28 at the moment. So that's a pretty significant increase. They've always been so ugly to me. I would never buy one. I don't like how they look. Like, I respect Takashi Murakami as an artist, but Clone X is just not my vibe at all. Hello? Alpha just left me. Anyways,
sorry, I got a phone call.
oh, I was sitting here thinking, like, is he okay? Like, does he have like a health, like, so some kind of emergency? I thought you
No
died.
worries, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not dead yet. Don't kill me off that quickly, please. I got this. I'm still surviving. I'm still surviving.
But yeah, that
My
was like
fiance is about to get off.
the only interesting kind of thing was that Clonex got bought out by somebody. We just don't know who yet. And now you can generate videos on the Gboy website.
Nice. Okay, the only suppose good thing I got on my side, because I like to bring the drama, not the good stuff. But now I ping Sinesius again on the timeline, like, yo, when we get in a live stream, when we get in to speak to you live. So
Mm-hmm.
he should be off from holiday soon. I think he said the 10th he'll be back,
Yeah.
So we're able to get the conversation with him after the 10th. And then I was considered for a position as part of a council DAO, a
Oh,
DAO
wow.
council. Yeah, with one of the teams that I've been working with. But so they put me as one of the people that they're considering. But then after like talking to like some AI models and having some discussions
Mhm.
internally, and like the founder, he was like, we'd want to put you on, but because you've been working as like a moderator, like I've been working as a moderator and like the security person for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, it might look like favoritism to the community. So instead, what we'll do is we'll have like a vote, after the DAO's maybe been live for a few months,
Mm-hmm.
and then like add in a new person like me, where they put it to a vote, and then the community can,
Yeah.
decide at that point. I was like, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to come off as being favoritism or stuff like that. I know I've been around in the community since the beginning, but if you just like choose me, and then the community might be like, yeah, but like he's a moderator. It's like, I mean, they likely wouldn't, but there's always that possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
I was like, I mean,
hope
that's
for
cool. You have to get some tokens so you can vote for me, eh? But we can maybe speak about that. Like, the tokens go in live soon, so maybe we'll chat about the token that week. The week before they go live. Should be interesting conversation too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that was I didn't wanna have anything like specifically prepared because I kind of wanted to see what the drama that you have collected was and kind of like be surprised. But
Yeah.
for next week we'll be like collecting some interesting news to talk about. But I think that we had a pretty good I think we talked about a lot of interesting things. And AI I think is always like an interesting topic. It's always like
Always is.
fun to talk about AI and what people are thinking about it, what people are using it for.
and what shady things they're doing with it.
Yeah.
Let me just check something quickly. Okay, I'm coming now.
But yeah, AI is always something interesting to talk about, and there's always something new, something new going on with it. Mm. But apart from that, I don't know. I think that was like all the stuff that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
I think the most interesting thing was like Clonix getting bought out. So I'm just curious to see if they're going to say something about who actually bought them. And one of the projects that got bought out was called it was like really cute. It was what was it called? Anyways, one of these original, like one of the projects like that was super hyped got bought out, and they made like one or two post like announcements, and then it just died off. So
the dick. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Oh, that might wasn't that maybe with abstract. That one. What is it? Also kind of oldish IP. What was they called? Toys, cryptoys,
well, yeah, like okay,
cryptos.
so yeah, they bought that. I don't know what's happening there. I don't dabble into abstract, but it would be interesting to see when, because isn't abstract supposed to have like a coin too, like coming out?
Yeah, the abstract coin
Yeah, so it's like
at
to
some
me, it
point.
would be interesting to see what the Pudgy Penguin floor is going to do after the abstract coin launch. Because everybody has been so like, everybody's been saying, oh, it's like, like because Luca and Pudgies are doing so good, and I'm not saying that they're not doing good as far as like the stuff that they're building and the products that they're delivering, but that doesn't usually like correlate to like floor price. And I think the reason why floor price of Pudgies has been kind of like up this whole time was because of the abstract launch of the coin. So
Hmm.
I'm like really
It
curious to
is
see what will happen after that coin launches and how the Pudgy floor is going to behave after that. That's going to be
should be that will be interesting indeed. I feel like everything is just going to dump after the token launches. That's why they're trying to push it off as long as possible. They want to keep hype because they know, I mean, the whole thing is the longer you hold
Mhm.
in, the more entities you hold in, the better the airdrop will be. That's definitely part of it, the psychology behind it. Both Pengu and the Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, I think they only have that, no? Whatever the Igloo Ink assets,
Mhm.
basically. And the moment they do the abstract token, all of that is gone. All that incentive is gone. So what happens then?
We're going to see,
You
because
know?
there's so many people, and this was like a like something that I wanted to talk about, but we could talk about it more next week. There's a lot of people on the timeline that are talking about how the NFT projects that are doing good are like the ones who are basically have like good like I'm getting tired, so like I don't remember like half my words. But something about like oh, like they're super aligned, like their vision is
Oh,
aligned with
okay.
like their community. And to me that's a whole bunch of bullshit, because it's like like you're just talking out of your ass, because like a lot of there are projects that are doing good, and they're doing good because some people have decided that that's the projects that they're going to talk about on the timeline and that they're going to be hyped about. And that's why they're performing like better than some other projects. It's not because they're doing anything different, or they're like doing anything like more special, or somehow they're like aligned with their community. It's like it's just, to me it's just bullshit. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that one project is more aligned with their community than another project. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's not real to me, because it's like Chimpers, or like what is Chimpers and like Good Vibes Club doing that's more different than, for example, like Pudgy or like Azuki, for example. It's like not like they're all doing kind of the same thing, but in kind of like different ways. And like,
Mm-hmm.
Pudgy's focused on some stuff, and then Azuki's focused on some other stuff, and then Chimpers is focused on like a completely different thing. But it's like overall, they're not doing anything too different from each other. It's like one of them, Pudgy has their like plushies, and Claynosaurus also has plushies. It's like, they both have social accounts, and they both make like videos for their socials. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not that I don't understand how one could be more aligned with their community than the other one. And it's like, okay, Good Vibes Club, it's like people love the art. It's like very colorful, very fun. People have been having a lot of fun like collecting, and it's not like, I'm not saying these things to downplay what these teams are doing, but at the same, like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like what is it, they're not aligned. Like, it's not because like they're doing good because they're aligned with their community. It's like, doesn't, what kind of bullshit is that? It's like, I don't understand. Like, when you compare what Good Vibes Club is doing to any other project, it's not like anything unique or like
Mm-hmm.
revolutionary. They're just out there doing their thing. And it's like, and people for some reason have decided to hate on Azuki in this like time period, because it's the project that's kind of like doesn't have as high of a floor price as like Pudgy Penguins, let's say. But at the same time, it's like, okay, they already released their token. They don't have another token. And it's like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And people love to hate on, like, when you say something like this, like people like to like hate on you because it's like they floor prices make people feel superior than other people. But it's like, okay, well, your time is going to come when your project is also going to be in the gutter, so prepare accordingly. I don't know. And this was like kind of like an NFT rant, but it's like, I don't know. I just don't believe in like this story that a lot of people are like repeating on the timeline about, well, this project is doing better because they're aligned with their community. It's like, no, you're just full of shit.
What? Yeah, basically. I mean, uh, how are you even going to talk about community alignment? Like, isn't the whole community the project? Like, what do you mean? There's no NFT collection if there's no community, because the community makes that NFT collection what it is.
Right?
So if it's not community aligned, then that means there's no community, which means the NFT collection is what, just some JPEGs.
It's like, I don't
Huh.
know. I really don't know. And okay, and then there's like the people who basically say, well, like, well, and it's like, okay, and then Chimpers, I think, did like a video where they went through all the stuff that they had done like this past year, and it was like, it was cool stuff. They had some like collaborations with like real brands and stuff like that. And then people have the audacity to like look at Chimpers and then look at Azuki and be like, yeah, but Chimpers is more aligned with their community, and they're doing so much better, more unique, better, so much better than Azuki. And it's like, okay, but like, how are they doing anything different? One of the other. Okay, Azuki has socials, we have beans, we have a game, and like Chimpers, I think also might be having a game. I'm not too into their anything that they do, but I think there's like a game. But okay, so Azuki has a game. They have a trading card game as well. There's been really big like luxury collabs this year. They made like the watches. That was like a huge thing. But somehow, like, people favorite have like favoritism towards Chimpers because they're more aligned with their community. Like, no, you're just chosen to shit on one project and prefer the other one because you're just not happy with, you're just not being coddled anymore by the Zuki team, and they're just have made some decisions that just have upset and that's why have favoritism over this for this other project, because when you realistically look at them, it's like nothing so different. It's like nobody can convince me otherwise. I just don't understand. Like, it doesn't. It's just like
Well,
something that doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand.
it doesn't, and it likely never will, because people are always going to be unnecessary, and it's just how it is, you know.
Yeah, and it's okay, and I like to admit that I do like Azuki as a project. I do like them. I think that they're doing everything that they could be doing, you know. And I've talked about this before. It's like they, I just they're just my preferred project, but I don't go around, like, I don't know, I don't diminish the work that others are doing because that's my preferred project or whatever. And it's like
Hmm.
I and also it's like not every project is for everybody, so it's like different people are
Hmm.
going to like different things. And like specifically, I just like Azuki more, and it's like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just like some people like Pudgy Penguins more, or like some other
Hmm.
project, and that's fine. But it's like you can't be like comparing floor prices and being like, well, one is more aligned with their community than the other one. It's like that doesn't mean anything. Like,
It doesn't. It really doesn't. There's no NFT. There's no community at the end of the day. So, what do you mean community
yeah, it's like,
alignment?
and then some people were like saying, oh, but like physical products don't help like an NFT project. And it's like, so you mean to tell me that not having like not basically trying to figure out some kind of sustainable business product and selling something to like the whole world is not meaningful in any way? Like, what are you even talking about? Like, how do you think that a company can survive without like literally making money in any way? And that's the thing with
True.
like, specifically again, Azuki is like, okay, they have a trading card game. They like are trying to make like luxury goods or like have merch, and then they're building out anime.com. And to me, anime.com is actually a really it's more unique than anything else anybody else is
Hmm.
doing, because at least like Azuki was able to identify um a like a lack, like there's like something that was missing in the anime industry, and they made a product to fill that need. So like they identified like a real need, and then they made a product to fill that need. And I think that's better than anything else we've seen in the NFT space.
True.
Who's building, who's making like solutions for actual problems, because it's like, anime.com, like there's a lot of stuff that you can do on the website, but one of the things is, they stream anime. You don't have to pay for it. You can just, when they have a live stream of like an anime episode, you can just go and watch it. It's free. It's like, but we just don't like it. It's not good. It's better if something else is better, because we've just decided that. I don't know. It's like, okay.
By some arbitrary definition, you know.
Yeah, and this was like a whole
Obviously,
rant, and I'm sorry, but it's like something that I was thinking about this week. Um, and it's
it's
just
all
like
good.
it ties into all these people who just are like marketing experts. I saw a post by somebody who had asked
Oh
people,
no.
they had asked people, what do you identify as, like, what do you do in Web3? And there's three options. And the first option was like marketing, KOL,
Oh
content
yes.
creator.
Okay.
And the second one was builder, dev, like founder, and the third one was like consumer. Of course, like the smallest part was like consumer. And then there was like some people were like dev and founder, because everybody's the CEO or founder of something in here. And then everybody else was like on the top, where they thought that they were KOLs and like marketers. And it's like, I've never met more delusional people in my life than people in
Mm-hmm.
Web3. And it's like, I literally will never forget when I used to work for Genesis, TGOA Genesis. There was this one holder, and we were kind of like friends. I would talk to him like on a regular basis. This guy would tell us all the time that we sucked at marketing. He was like, all your issues are coming from the fact that you guys don't know how to do good marketing. It's like you just don't know how to market. You just need to market better. Just market better. And he was like talking about how he just knew so much about marketing. He was so good at marketing. He was like, one day I'm gonna have my own project and I'm gonna really crush it because I'm like really good at marketing. I really know marketing. Okay, after some time, this guy went and had his own project, and that project failed because it was trash, and he did not know anything about marketing, you know.
Of course.
And it's like,
Of course.
and it's like, it's just how everybody is. Everybody's delusional. You know, no, you're not a good marketer. You suck. And then the problem is that these people get like they get encouraged by others because somehow then this guy with his failed project that didn't do anything, like I think it barely minted out. I'm not even sure if it minted out. Then somehow he became like a marketing expert, and then he was just doing marketing for other people. And it's like, is that all it takes to work it as a marketer in Web3, to have a failed project? Anybody can do that. Anybody can have a failed project and then just be like, I am an ex-founder of so and so, and now I am a
Okay.
marketing expert.
Okay, I can speak on this because I've been in the space on that side of the things for quite a bit. You don't have to have any qualifications. You just have to say you're a Web3 marketer.
Yes.
You can just say you're a Web3 marketing studio. That's it. That's it. You don't need any qualifications. Just say you're a Web3 marketing studio.
Okay,
A lot
tomorrow.
of the studios that I've worked with, studios, they're horrible. All they know is maybe a few KOLs, maybe know them, maybe have a slight working relationship with them, but they are marketing studios.
Okay,
Agencies, there we go. Sorry, agencies.
we're opening the Alpha Snow marketing studio tomorrow, and we're gonna make a lot of.
Yes, we are the best marketing agency you've never seen before. We will take your project from 0 to 100 so quickly you won't even know what
And
happened.
it's all going to be done.
It'll be snowing by the time we're done.
We offer bots because I feel like that's like, it's like one of the things that marketing, Web3 marketing agencies, it's like they just give you bots, you know, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, like it
And bots
doesn't
are
do
cheap,
anything.
Bots are cheap. I'll charge you 100K and I'll just spend a K on bots, and there you go. Marketing finished.
Charge you 100K and then spend 5K on bots, and then I'll pocket the rest. How about that?
Exactly. You know, it's just like that's all you need to do. Maybe I'll spend $100 a week for like the next 4 weeks, so it looks like there's something happening. But you know, marketing agency 101. There you go. We got this Alpha Snow marketing agency coming to it.
It actually sounds like not bad. Alpha Snow marketing agency.
Indeed, it actually doesn't. Coming to a project near you this winter.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're about to take over the Web3 marketing world.
Definitely.
One snow at a time. One snowflake at a time.
One snowflake at a time. Anyway. Yeah, that was my rant.
Crazy stuff.
That was my. I'm done ranting now. But
Oh, I just remembered something else. Also, I have to share it. Okay, see, someone else also commented. Someone I follow. So this year, because you mentioned Polymarket earlier, man, and the whole Polymarket, like everyone's doing Polymarket stuff and whatever. Yeah. That's because people that are incentivized and paid by Polymarket always post stuff like this. They're literally paid to post things like this and be like, how to vibe code and make 100K per week. This response just hit the nail on the head for me. Show me your proof that you have earned 100K in a week. The article clearly explains the 100K point. I wasn't referring to my own earnings, but to a proven approach that can help reach that level of income. Oh, okay. So let's just get this straight quickly. How to vibe code and make 100K a week? the article explains that I didn't actually make 100K a week. I'm just telling people how they can make 100K a week. So how can people make 100K per week if you yourself didn't make 100K per week? Makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it's just clickbait. They're just trying to have like people click on their freaking posts.
I had to respond with, okay, so basically one of those goodies, this is how you can, but I didn't actually do it. So just believe me, you can. Nice work, Andrew Tate 2.0. Oh, wow, I just found a great AI setup, and after testing it myself for a few weeks, decided to share it. So you're sorry if I offended you now, bro. It didn't offend me. You're just a fucking idiot.
You're just like, he's just engagement farming. That's all. Because it's like, if you knew how to make 100K a week, why are you not making it? Like, why are you actually not making it? It's like, so you can't. Like, it's just engagement farming. Be banned from people.
Yeah,
People should be
so-
banned from X for engagement farming so shamelessly.
So, yep. You know, this honestly deserves a community note. God damn it, I need to go community note on my account quickly. I'm going to go request a community note. If you see something that's like heavily engagement form, just click that request community note button. That's it. Like, just do it. Someone from the community notes will look at it, hopefully, and then they'll community note it. Boom. Easy peasy does it. I mean, some of the times the stuff is so bloody obvious. It's just like, damn, these people are so desperate. But these kinds of posts are the reason why you're seeing so many people being like, oh yeah, I coded this polymarket thing in a weekend or in 2 hours, and it made me so much money. It didn't actually make anyone any money. It's just they literally paid to make those articles.
Yeah.
They are being paid by Polymarket to do it. There's no way you can tell whether they're not, because most of the people that I've seen that have posted that either have Polymarket in their bio, has a Polymarket badge, or somehow is related to someone that does. You know, like if you go and check the history, you'll see that they've interacted with Polymarket people. And it's just like, there's obviously an incentive here. Polymarket isn't spending money on traditional ads. They're spending money on people writing articles on how to make money on them so that people can bring more volume to them, because the more people build these tools around Polymarket, the more volume comes to Polymarket, the more fees they get. That's it. That's the whole reason why you're seeing so much of it.
Yep. Okay, but I feel like we're both like getting tired, so we could close it out here, and then we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll have a few other things too.
Yeah.
I'm going to save a few things that I had in store for next week so we can talk about that. Maybe the stories will develop over the next few
Probably.
days.
There's
Yeah.
always drama.
As the story develops, next week we'll have like a really good summary of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for joining us for another episode of Ducking Around and Finding Out. I hope you don't go ducking around, because you're definitely going to be finding out.
We ducked around and we found out nothing.
Don't worry, we're not the ones ducking around. We're just here to help you find out about it. That's all we do here. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your time and your energy or whatever, just like listening to us ramble on, have our, rants. It's always a fun time, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to say something nice. Say something mean too, The algorithm likes mean things.
I don't have nothing to say this time. I already ranted about people earlier. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming, and we'll see you next week.